On the 1st of October 2016, I ordered the brand new DJI Mavic. It was a toss-up between that and the GoPro Karma. Both products had literally just come out in the previous couple of weeks. I watched probably hundreds of videos trying to figure out which one would be better for me. I ended up going with the Mavic. It was a big investment for me, but I waited eagerly for its arrival and waited and waited. On the 1st of November 2016, I set off on my road trip around New Zealand. Still no DJI Mavic. I got an email from them saying that there had been a delay in shipments due to demand, but did you not expect that, DJI? Anyway, after I'd already started the road trip, the drone was finally shipped, but then stuck in New Zealand customs. They told me I would have to pay over $400 to get this drone released. Are you serious? I agreed to receive it as a temporary import since I was only going to be in New Zealand for a month or two longer, and that would mean that I would get the import fee refunded when I left the country. Cool. Well, not cool, but it'll have to do. So I hadn't paid this import fee at this point. I had to receive a client code first. Then after like 3 or 4 phone calls to New Zealand customs, the next day I got an email saying it had been released. I hadn't paid for it. And I mean, great, but New Zealand customs, why are you so confusing? First you tell me I have to pay $400, then you tell me I have to pay it but I'll get it back, and now you're saying I don't have to pay anything. I don't get it. But then this situation is still super annoying because my drone was about to get shipped off to Queenstown, and I'd left Queenstown. We were halfway around the road trip by this point. So I called DHL, who had taken over the shipping process of the drone, and I asked them to redirect it to Rotorua because, you know, it would be great to have it for at least the remainder of the trip. I called them a couple of times in advance just to make sure that it was definitely on track for arriving in Rotorua when we got there. They said, yeah, all sweet. Finally got to the pickup depot in Rotorua. It ain't there. Called DHL.
So there seems to have been a little bit of a miscommunication.
Where is my drone, DHL?
It's in Queenstown, on its way to where you work. It'll be there tomorrow.
Bloody hell, man. So 2 days later, I called my workplace. Hey guys, have you received a package with my name on it?
No, sorry mate.
Calls DHL.
Sorry, there's been a miscommunication.
What miscommunication, DHL?
It's in the Queenstown depot right now.
Right. DHL, keep it there. Do not move it. Do not touch it. I don't know why this is quite so hard for you. Just don't touch the drone. I called DHL every single day to check it was still there. No trust at this point. Anyway, finally finished the road trip and made our way back to Queenstown, and thank God the drone was in the depot there to pick up. Finally. And it's sad that my hopes were not even high to receive it at that point, but my God, I was relieved. So now I had a drone. I've never had a drone before, which you'll probably be able to tell by the events that I'm about to tell you. First, I tried talking to it. Yet the DJI Mavic doesn't record sound. Then we tried to fly it. Super shaky, and look at the concentration level on my face. And then it was all a bit much for me and we started another day. I figured out that there was this plastic thing inside the gimbal that I hadn't removed yet, and that was why it was all shaky. I also got my astrophotographer friend Jake to help me out with a few puzzling things, and then the magic happened, and it started with a hike up Queenstown Hill. figured out how to use the drone at this point. A few days later, I got asked by my hotel work if I could edit a promo video for their brand new accommodation. They could only offer me my guest services rate of pay, but I was just super stoked at the idea of creating a promo video that I accepted. I then thought, hey, it would be a great idea to get some epic drone shots of Queenstown to include in this promo video. I didn't ask for any extra money or anything, I just wanted an excuse to fly my new drone. And so with a little help from some of my friends one evening, that's exactly what we set off to do. The footage was freaking epic. The sun was setting and we had made our way to the Kawarau Bridge, which is the world's first bungee jump bridge. I was in the car park looking at my screen so I could see what the drone saw, but I couldn't actually see the drone itself. I started flying it sideways, getting the best shot of the bridge, and I crashed it into a blimmin' cliff face. We ran onto the bridge so fast I could not stop saying, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. How could I forget that this bridge is in a bloody canyon? Of course if I fly it sideways it's gonna hit the side. So anyway, we couldn't see the drone, but it was still on, so we managed to use GPS to locate exactly where it was on this cliff face. It was about 50 meters away from the bridge, about 30 meters high above the river, in a tree on this cliff. The most frustrating thing for me was that we knew exactly where it was. We knew it was on and alive, but we just couldn't get to it. And I was so tempted just to go and like attempt to climb for it myself, and my friends were like, no friggin' way. You are not being that person on the news. Backpacker dies trying to retrieve drone. I didn't want to accept defeat, but as the night went on, my hopes were just getting lower and lower. That was a sad time for me. I had work at 7 AM the next morning and kind of just waded in a bad mood, and my friend Alex was like, hey, what's up? So I told him the whole story. Lo and behold, Alex then just said to me, I know the guys. You what, mate? He said, I know the people who can help get your drone. You're coming with me after work. Sorry, what? And so after work, Alex picked me up in the car with 2 of his mates, and in the boot, hundreds of meters worth of rope. They had harnesses, they had carabiners. These guys were like the real rock climbing deal. Anyway, we got back to the bridge and I pointed to them exactly where the drone was. The boys are up there, ready to set up their abseil. The drone is, so see this point here? We're just going up, and it's right about here, like around this area. I could not attempt it. I don't want to die today. These guys have proper gear, all the things you need to abseil and rock climb and all the rest. I'm not experienced. Oh my god, fingers crossed. I would really like to get this drone back. I'm not gonna lie. Not just for the fact that it cost me a lot of money, but also we've got some really epic shots on that drone so far that I've not uploaded onto my laptop. I guess we'll just see how it goes. And they started immediately. They climbed up a bunch of trees, abseiled down a rock face, traversed across the cliff, did some more climbing, did some more abseiling, did some more traversing, and I was calling at them from the bridge like the whole time, left a bit, right a bit. It was like something from a blimmin' action movie. 40 minutes later, I see one of them bend down and he's got the drone! Oh my god, he's got it. You legend! Woohoo! Honestly, I can't even describe to you how elated I felt. But it took them a whole 40 minutes to get back again to the bridge. Just ridiculous. They were covered in thorns, they were covered in leaves, they had cuts, they had bruises. What legends? Luke and Stu. I felt so terrible, but they said they had a ball and I got my bloody drone back, didn't I? We got the drone. I bought all three of them a massive crate of beer each to show my gratitude, but honestly, they deserve so much more than that. The absolute bloody legends. When I tested out the drone again, it miraculously worked perfectly. I had to replace a blade or two, but other than that, not a scratch in sight. We thought for the promo video, it would be really cool to get some drone footage of the actual accommodation. The building of it had literally just finished the day before. That footage turned out really good. Later on that day, a TV show called 7 Sharp, which is like a New Zealand topical show, I think, were filming a segment on the new accommodation to feature in their next episode, which was pretty cool. And then there was this media lady, I'm not entirely sure who she worked for, but she approached me and was like, hey, we just saw you flying the drone and the TV show would love to use it for the episode. Can we have it? And so I was like, yeah, of course, sounds great. How's about $500? She was like, what? Can we not just have it? And I was like, no. She was very shocked to say the least and ended the conversation pretty quickly. I didn't think much of it because I was like, okay, if they really want it, they can pay me, and if they don't want to pay me, then they won't have it. Next thing I know, I am having a massive go at in person, like shouted at for not giving away my footage for free. And I'm just here like, mate, this is my personal drone, not my work's drone. I'm not getting paid for these hours, and this drone cost me thousands of dollars, so if you want to broadcast it to thousands of people, you gotta bloody pay for it, mate. Now this story went on for a lot longer, but I'm gonna cut it short. This back and forth thing went on for days. I was essentially being bullied. They were just trying to exploit me because they knew that I wasn't a professional. Luckily, I was in my last couple of days in the country, so I really had nothing to lose by fighting my ground. But yeah, sorry, cutting a long story short, they used my footage and I got my $500. But it is such a shame when a company who you have worked your butt off for almost a year now, you think cares about you and your well-being, you realise that they do not give two shits about you when it really comes down to business. Big frickin' shame. If I am ever a boss, I will never treat an employee how I was treated. It is absolutely disgusting. I then left New Zealand, so moving on because this story continues. After New Zealand, I met up with my family in Perth for Christmas. We went on a snazzy wine tour. It was really nice. Such a gorgeous day. Got some lovely drone shots. I then headed through some trees, got a bit confused with my spatial awareness. Drone went into tree. Tree was above water. I watched the drone fall between these branches in slow motion. I ran like you've never seen me run before, in heels. Practically dived into this river to retrieve my drone. My parents were like, mate, I have never seen you move so fast in your life. We all started frantically wiping down the drone with all the tissues that we could find. Our wine tour guide driver was just watching us like, when we thought we had kind of fully dried it, I tried flying it again just to see if it would, and it turned on, but unfortunately it wouldn't fly. So I stuck the drone in a big bowl of rice for about 3 or 4 days, tried flying it again, and it worked, which was great, but the camera didn't work. So not so great. For the purpose I wanted my drone, without the camera, it was useless. So it was then time for me to fly back to England. The broken drone obviously came with me back to the UK. I sent my drone off to the drone doctor in Brighton, which is the only DJI specialist place in the UK to get your drone fixed. They said it was probably going to take about 2 weeks. It's been 2 bloody months. They still have my drone. Like, are you kidding me? They said it was because DJI hadn't sent them all the replacement parts for the Mavic because it was a new drone. So basically, Drone Doctor have been hoarding hundreds of DJI Mavics for months now because DJI can't get their bloody acts together and send them the parts. And that's the end of my story. Still don't have my drone. I really didn't think getting a drone would be this much drama. I really didn't. I know a lot of it is due to my bad piloting skills. I need to work on them, I know. But I am appalled at DJI. I am appalled at DHL. I am appalled at the behaviour of the place I used to work for. And even though it wasn't completely their fault, honestly, I am appalled at Drone Doctor as well, because they haven't even been keeping me up to date as to why they've had my drone for so long. It's me the one that has to keep bringing them and be like, why do you still have it? What is going on? They don't keep you in the loop at all, so I'm not happy. And you know, I'm paying them hundreds of pounds to fix it. I paid DJI thousands of pounds for the drone. Why is all this shit happening? Lessons I have learnt. Don't buy a drone unless you have a guaranteed delivery date. Don't order a drone into New Zealand. Don't try talking to a drone. Pay extra caution when flying your drone sideways. Make sure you can see your drone as well as the camera view. Make more rock climbing friends. Don't ever undersell yourself or give in to an employer who tries to bully or exploit you. You are worth more than you think. Don't fly drones too close to trees unless you're really experienced, especially if that tree is hanging over water. Oh, and don't fly a drone where there's dust either. That's not nice. I hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry if it was a bit ranty. I'm not normally a ranter or an angry person at all, but you could probably understand that all of these circumstances were just so frustrating and ridiculous. I just wanted to say thank you for all of the comments on my previous video. You are all amazing. That Q&A is going to come this Sunday, so all of your questions will be answered. Also, that reminds me, I am going to be consistently uploading on Wednesdays and Sundays from now on. Probably 7 PM unless I say otherwise. I'm a little bit nervous. I actually have a schedule to work to now. Like, oh my goodness, what happens if I don't make it? I'm going to try my best to make it. So it's Monday today that this video is going out. So yes, the next video is going to be Wednesday, which is a good one. I won't tell you what it is, but it's good. And then on Sunday, I'll do the Q&A for you. Someone suggested in the comments about doing just like a motivational short video that I would do every week about what I've done that week and what I'm working towards. And I quite like that idea. I'm not saying that I will do it, but I might give it a go. And if I do, that would probably be a Friday thing. So it could be that I'm uploading Wednesday, Friday, and Sundays, but I don't know if that's too ambitious. We'll stick with Wednesdays and Sundays for now, and if you see that I've uploaded on a Friday, then winning. Sorry, I've been talking way too long. I hope you're well. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat for more content from me. Please subscribe to this channel for new videos every Wednesday and Sunday at 7 PM, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! This is a story about a drone named Droney. Early morning, she flies up, crash, crash, crash into a tree. I actually haven't named my drone. Should we call him Droney? That's not very original, is it?